Put a set. 18.
55. Hey, eat.
3 buzz, 3 buzz.
Check. Check hot route. Hot.
49. Check 49. Check 49.
Bang. 55. 59.
Jam him.
Check.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
And there's the pickup you want on first down. All offenses say, you get me 4 on first down, we'll take it. How about if you get 5? They'll really be happy.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
54.
Let's go. Let's get this ball back for the offense.
That's it. He's crashing. He's checking crash. Go ahead, baby. Go. At 55. Smoke.
Watson just beating the play clock. It's wearing the tight end with it. And they're going to have this all the way down deep into Tennessee territory. A big-time play there for the Texans. 52 yards.
First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
I got you, son.
Big edge.
Switch. 29.
Hatchet.
Check 24. 26.
Check safety.
Now a handoff looking right. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Kevin Byard up to make the tackle.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
West. Slam.
25. Check 25.
Kill. Watch safety creep. Creeping.
24.
He's creeping.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
54 Mike.
Check Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Too little, Cap.
Hey, check 24. Check 24.
Hey, 54.
And with the play clock at 3, we'll get a signal and a timeout on the whistle. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
We're set. 18.
5.
Here we go.
Shit. Watch twist. Watch the 26. Back.
Shift.
54 is down. He's coming. Watch twist.
Now they try the right side here. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. Give him a gain of 4, able to convert, and that sets up 1st and goal now.
I'm set. 18.
Hey. Mike, 55. Check, 55. Mike. Come on. Mike, 55. Right there in the middle. 55.
They'll try the air now with Watson. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Brandon Cooks, his second touchdown on the season. And the Texans take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive.
Brandon Cooks. Touchdown, Texans. Dustin Hopkins on for the extra.
It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. Extra point good by Hopkins. And that makes the score 7-0. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Tannehill and the Titans come up now 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. He'll have a first down past the 40. And finally brought down right at the midfield stripe. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. Yeah, I have a pretty good friend, Charles Davis, who tells me that when he sees plays like that, strong runs to the right, reminds him of the 1960s Green Bay Packers.
Boy, those were the days back when the fullback actually carried the ball as well as blocked. Then you had a halfback. You had pulling guards, guys who could get out and run. And you can hear the great coach saying it back then. So we get a seal here and a seal here, and we run this play right in the alley.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Check.
22-jet bomber, 22-jet bomber. Switch.
On the counter, it's Henry. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. Rush coming, and he's taken down. The lightning rod, J.J. Watt with a sack.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long. Why are you calling play action?
Yeah, because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play action sack.
At their own 20-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And certainly they'll be hoping to hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive. Got the football back, so a chance to go up 2 scores.
And they haven't been tentative at all in this ball game, because sometimes you start a game with your script to try and get information out of the opposing defense. How would it play you in certain situations? Sometimes you script to attack, and that's what I'm seeing so far.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship.
Tight dog. Out. Time to go.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Give him 2 yards that time, and it's going to leave him with a 3rd and 11 situation.
Your trip is here.
Reset. 18.
Mike 54.
Let's go, defense.
54.
Hey, what?
Hassan.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
On the ball. Right there. 54. Right there. 54, Mike.
Alert.
Kill.
They just do get the play off as he'll look to throw.
You got go.
He finds Randall Cobb on the completion. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. They'll get 6 on the dump-off, but it'll bring up a 4th down. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground.
Oh, wide open, complete. Touchdown, Titans. Corey Davis with touchdown number 7 on the year, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts. All right, because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Get ready. First and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Check, 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 check.
Check 13. Check 13.
Showing 8. Showing 8. Under 10. Under 10. 10.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Set. 19. 24. Hey, 24.
Mike 5-5. Mike 55. Mike 5-5.
Ready? Check 3. Check 3.
Now a first down throw, Watson. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 23 yards on the play. Watson in the offense going to come up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game.
Kill. Hey, turn it up.
Check. Joker.
Hey, alert. Hey, 59. Switch. Let him go.
Now a handoff looking right. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose lose yardage back at the 38. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
That's what I do.
Wide, get wide. Check. Switch it. Come on, switch it. Slam. Deuce.
Gonna give this time to the tailback. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. Got an extra defensive back out there for the Titans now here for 3rd down.
Hey, check right.
Come on, try. I'm coming, baby. Woo! 55's mine, guys, 55. You're trash.
Check 9. Check 52.
A shotgun snap for Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Sacked there by Jadeveon Clowney.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. Maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right in your playbook, one play drive's exactly what you want on offense. But they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was very easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Derrick Henry, and an alley to run. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. First down, Titans, gain of 12.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice game.
Let's make these base 61. Matchbox lights. 5.
On first down, Tannehill. He'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
18.
So 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 48-yard line. They'll run with Henry. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
That's it, baby. That's it. Big hit.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Kill.
Hey, Sam on.
Hey, check 24. Watch 24.
Yep.
Motion. 41 Mike. Right.
On 2nd and 9, Tannehill uncorks one for Davis. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made.
Good one, boy.
A big play that time for the Titans. And even 40 yards. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other and not in a good way, oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover it. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's first and goal just outside the 5. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. 5 yards, a good run there, and now second and goal.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone, trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
Second and goal from the 1. Trying to punch it in with Henry. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's third and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice.
Let's go now.
But I often think that second down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. And his kick is right there. It's good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens, because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
The Texans take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. That's going to set them back 5 yards. The delay of game backs them up 5, first and 15.
Go. Mike 55, Mike 55. Hey, eat. You Mike 59. Check. Hayward.
From the gun, here's Watson. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
Go. Mike 55, Mike 55, Mike 55. Set the tone, defense. Let's go. Hey, watch it. Check motion. Hey, 24.
Out of the gun, Watson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Mike, check 55, Mike.
Hey, let's get this.
Mike, 55, right there in the middle, 55.
Here we go.
Now Watson from the gun, he'll throw. Adoree Jackson right there, step for step in coverage.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
Here's Brian Anger now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he uncorks a beauty, best of the day. Taken in at the 22. A good return there, 17 yards. And control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. The Titans hold the lead, and they'll get the football first as the third quarter gets underway. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Get it.
Draw play. This is Henry. He'll have a first down past the 40. Touchdown, Titans. Derrick Henry. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Titans are able to extend their lead. The extra point splits the uprights, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This one taken from the 7. And he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Set. 19.
Hey, pick your game up.
Watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out.
59.
Now they try the right side here. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Reset. 19. 55.
Wild Bill. Wild Bill. Bravo. Check 55 to Mike. Check 55 to Mike. Gotta do better.
Watson operating from the gun, escaping the pressure right. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. Here's Brian Anger now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. This is brought in at the 21. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And it'll be Titan football. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Whitney merciless. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
On 2nd down, here's Henry. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
Ready?
41's a Mike. Here we go. Here we go. Tight end right. Tight end right.
5.
3rd and long. It's Tannehill. And that is incomplete. Had to pass there. 3rd and long on your own side of the field. Just couldn't come up with anything.
That's why teams always talk about having to win the early downs, meaning you've got to gain yardage and set yourself up for 3rd and short, because when it's 3rd and long, the odds go down significantly trying to pick up the 1st down, even throwing the football.
We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting. Running lanes were at a premium in the 1st half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big 2nd half.
Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
54's down, he's coming.
Echo! Mike 55! Mike 55! Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Mike 55. Check 55.
Here's Watson. That's complete to Cooks. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan 1st down.
That's good for a Texans 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Check curls, check curls. Off.
Hey, check Mike. Watch 55.
Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen. Check, crunch.
To throw is Watson. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Jadeveon Clowney able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
And that's the second sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Mike 55, Mike 55. Hey, eat. He's checking. Crash.
Now Watson. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play.
I can't believe they even Mike 55. Hey, that QB's trash. Let's go. Mike 55, Mike 55, Mike 55. Hey, watch the slant. Hey, alert 3.
Another time. Let's go.
From the gun on 3rd, Watson. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Harold Landry make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Here's Brian Anger now as he's on for the 5th time here today. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket.
Oh, yeah, baby, let's go.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Switch up. Bravo.
A shotgun snap for Tannehill. Complete. Smith has it. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Let's go. 70. Indy. Check. Fresno. Ready.
On 3rd down, Henry. He'll have a 1st down past the 40. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Back now in Houston, it's the Titans. They've got the football. They'll be looking to extend their lead here as we begin the 4th quarter. Henry relishing the chance to be the Titans' lead dog. He's in the backfield again on 1st and 10.
Mike, hey, Echo.
Right there, 55. Hey, I'm coming.
Let's go.
Back to throw, Tannehill. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down.
Hey.
Play. Hey,
Go.
Let's go.
49, check 49. Bang.
Now.
They'll toss it to Henry. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down. I was pretty surprised there when they lined up to run it on second and long, but it worked out for them.
It certainly did, and that requires some confidence, some fortitude, and a little bit of hope, doesn't it? You hope you catch the defense just right and break off a big run to help yourself out on the next down.
The Titans on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 4.
Begin. Switch.
Now Tannehill. Oh, no, he lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Now, if you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? Well, we're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This is turned into a field position game now. Sometimes a better punter may actually determine the outcome.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25.
Army. Switch ball. Mike 55. Guys, it's game situation. Let's go.
Back to throw, Watson. This one brought in by the 6'5" tight end Waring. 7 yards there and a first down.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Watson now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
Mike, 55. Check, 55, Mike.
Watch the screen.
Here's Watson. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
You don't want none. Hey, you don't want it. You don't want it.
Hey, check Mike. 24.
Watch the run.
Again, it's Watson. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. The Texans on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and 6.
Mike's 5'4", Mike's 5'4".
Alert.
Bring it. Mike's 54. Mike's 54.
And a go.
To the air yet again. Watson flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Looking to erase a 2-score deficit here in the 4th quarter. It's going for some big plays.
Yeah, they certainly were. They just decided one shot, didn't they? Forget trying to move the ball downfield in small little increments. Let's go for the big one. But how about the defense playing situational football, looking at the scoreboard and realizing what can hurt us most? The deep shot. They played it well.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Right there, 54, right there. 54, Mike.
You. 54 is Mike. 54.
They will indeed snap it to Watson. And no, It's incomplete. Adam Gase rolls the dice. It doesn't pan out. And the Titans, they've got the football back, and they've got it in great field position. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Henry running right. And some room to maneuver. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 17 yards on that play for the Titans.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Let's go now. 90 Wolf.
Hey, eat. Hey, come on out here. Come get it.
They keep it with Henry on 1st down. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
They come out here in the eye. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal.
Check 24, check 24.
80 weapon.
Mike 55.
Let's go.
They'll try to run for it with Henry. And he will take this one in for a Titans touchdown. Derrick Henry with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Titans are able to extend their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Harold Landry in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Slam.
Alert.
Mike 54. Mike 50.
Hey, 31.
Hey, let's get some penetration here.
Hey, 31.
Some penetration.
Check 4. Haywood. 36.
Nine, go.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Watson. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Right there. 54, Mike. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Slam, slam, slam.
26. Delta, Delta. And go.
From the gun, Watson steps away to his left. And that will be incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively, you're in the fourth quarter here. You've held the team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job.
Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league.
Here's Brian Anger now, standing just outside his own goal line. And this will be down just inside the 30-yard line.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have two, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided. There for the tackle, Jacob Martin.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Fair.
Check 25. Check 25.
Henry will get it. He's been busy today. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
2 yards. And it's third down.
Down. 30 base.
55, Mike.
I want that. Give me that ball, defense. Give me that.
On third down, it's Henry. 17 yards on that play for the Titans.
I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go do the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be giving a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line, yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space. So this one, a Tennessee Titan victory. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just a week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because danger lurks everywhere you turn.
So for the Titans, they move a step closer to 500 as their record improves to 2-3. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. Meanwhile, for the Texans, they'll fall to 1-4 with a loss. And perhaps fortunately for them, they'll get an early bye next week and come back to action in Week 7. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Okay, Coach, well, it wouldn't be Florida without this. A heavy tropical rainstorm coming down just prior to kickoff here in Tampa at Raymond James Stadium. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Strap in. This will be a good one. 2 one-loss teams getting together as they're underway on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. They were trying to create some space to run. They created the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard. But it's tough to simulate game speed in practice. And that often runs you into a penalty.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Off the draw. Here's Williams. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a first down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed. But they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
On 2nd and 2, Mahomes. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
They'll try to run for it. Here's Williams. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. Got what he needed for the first down with a gain of 2. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive. Couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
The throw over the middle taken in, and they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A really nice gain of 25 yards. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10, right at the 40. On the counter, here's Williams. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Now they'll try to take advantage of that offsides call. Here's 1st and 5.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. 54. Here we go. SOS.
Hey, 15.
SOS. Check 37. Hey, check 24. Mike's 5'4".
Looking to throw is Mahomes. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Shaquille Barrett put that sack by his name in the stat sheet. And here the pressure from the outside linebacking spot.
And normally when that happens and they're able to get home, that means the other guys on his team helped him out a lot. That they occupied people to allow it to be no less than a one-on-one situation. Allows him to get home.
To try again after the sack. Mahomes. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 24-yard line.
Hey, tighten down. There you go.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
I got motion.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
Watch the twist. Back. Watch twist.
Watch 57.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. And he finds Seals-Jones complete. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
43.
Race don't travel.
Now here's Mahomes. This will be caught at about the 5. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Chiefs take it right down and score on the opening drive. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take this across the 25. A couple extra yards up.